Standing Committee on Appropriations and Revenue, meeting 5, Tuesday, March the 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time at Annex Room 149. Is there any member seeking recognition to introduce a guest or special concerns? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative Banta.
Present.
Representative Bentley.
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Brown.
Here.
Representative Dietz.
Here.
Representative Dossett.
Present.
Representative Flannery.
Here.
Representative Fleming. Representative Frazier Gordon. Representative Freeland.
Here.
Representative Fugit. Representative Gentry.
Here.
Representative Hart. Representative Johnson.
Here.
Representative McCool. Representative McPherson.
Here.
Representative Palumbo.
Here.
Representative Raymond. Representative Riley. Representative Stevenson.
Here.
Representative Upchurch.
Here.
Vice Chair Bowling.
Present.
Vice Chair Bray.
Present.
Chair Petrie.
Here. First up today for consideration, we'll take up House Bill 499, sponsored by Representative Bobby McCool. And we will have presenting today, I believe, Representative Bray is going to fill in on that bill. And as each of you get situated at the presentation table, if you will, make sure the green lights are lit and the microphone is close enough to you. Introduce yourselves for the record, then we'll place you under oath.
Representative Josh Bray, House District 71.
Beth Hargis, Associate Commissioner, the Office of Career and Technical Education within the Department of Education.
Reagan Satterwhite, Career and Technical Education Policy Advisor at the Kentucky Department of Education.
Each of you raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please proceed. We have on House Bill 499 a PHS number 3.
Motion on House Committee Substitute 3.
Have a motion and a second on adoption of House Committee Substitute 3 to House Bill 499. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Committee sub is adopted. We now have House Bill 499 in front of us as amended by Committee sub number 3. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 499 has already passed the House Education Committee. As we know, within House Bill 6, we've provided additional funding for CTEs to provide parity between different types of career and technical education centers. This bill codifies some of those budget provisions by modifying the distribution formulas within CTE funds. The updated funding calculation provides funding parity between locally operated programs and state-operated centers, primarily on the number of enrolled students, and provides additional funds for high-cost programs. And with that, I'll let my guests.
Thank you, Representative Bray. This is simply a distribution formula, and it ensures equitable allocations for all CTE programs in the state, regardless of the governance. It simplifies the distribution by eliminating the mid-year adjustment and incorporates an incentive piece based on nationally recognized high-quality indicators. To receive funding, a program must be eligible for federal Perkins dollars, as we don't want to leave any federal monies on the table. And this calculation will distribute 60% of the previous investment to CTE programs based on full-time equivalent students, or FTEs, and 40% will be based on the 4 high-quality indicators, including successful completion of CTE dual credit, industry certifications or end-of-program assessments, attaining concentrator status under the federal law, Perkins Law, which indicates 2 credits transcripted in a single pathway, or successfully completing a work-based learning experience. Thank you.
Anything further on presentation? Entertain a
Motion on House Bill 499 as amended by House Committee Substitute 3.
Have a motion and a second on House Bill 499 as amended by Committee Substitute 3. Representative Palumbo, question, comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A question that I have is, will some of the CTE centers lose funding?
They will not lose funding unless they are not eligible for federal Perkins funding, if that's what you're asking.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative Stevenson? Representative Gentry?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just had a question. I know this passed through Education Committee. I hadn't had a chance to look at that. Didn't follow the committee, but I did hear there was some opposition. Representative Bray, are you aware, or do you know if whoever opposed the bill spoke about the opposition and what those reasons were? And
I don't know. I'm not on the Education Committee. It passed 15-1, though.
okay. Does
Representative
anybody else
Gentry,
know the answer to that
yes,
question?
and I don't know that I would classify it necessarily as opposition to the structure of the bill. Those that had concerns with the bill wanted there to be an additional appropriation to go along with it, because we are now including all students in the calculation to make it equitable for all students. So it wasn't necessarily with the formula itself.
Okay, thank you very much.
Representative Flannery?
Representative Bray, do you know if this will have any impact on monies appropriated from the 2022 budget for career technical education?
It does not.
Thank you.
Seeing no other members seeking recognition for comment or question, please call the roll on House Bill 499 as amended by committee substitute.
Representative Banta,
Yes.
Representative Bentley. Yes, ma'am. Representative Bowling,
Yes.
Representative Bray,
Yes.
Representative Brown,
Yes.
Representative Dietz,
Yes.
Representative Dossett.
Yes.
Representative Flannery,
Yes.
Representative Fleming, Representative Frazier Gordon,
Yes.
Representative Freeland,
Yes.
Representative Fugit,
Yes.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative McCool, Representative McPherson,
Yes.
Representative Palumbo, Representative Raymond, Representative Riley, Representative Stevenson, Representative Upchurch,
Yes.
Chair Petrie.
Yes. House Bill 499 as submitted by committee substitute 3, having received 21 yes votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 pass votes, will be reported with favorable expression that same should pass on the floor. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members.
Next up for consideration, we will take up Senate Bill 127, Senator Brandon Storm. And I know that we were expecting Representative Fleming, who has a companion bill in the House, to co-present, as I understood from Senator earlier. Representative Fleming is presenting in another committee, and he is not able to come over at this time, but he asked that you go ahead and proceed with the bill. I think y'all discussed it quite fully.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
If you will, introduce yourself for the record, then we'll place you under oath.
Senator Brandon Storm, 21st District.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
We have before us Senate Bill 127 and have available committee sub number 2.
Motion on House Committee Substitute 2.
We have a motion and a second for adoption of House Committee sub 2. All in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Committee sub number 2 to Senate Bill 127 is adopted, and we have before us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Today I want to talk to you about Senate Bill 127, which is the Aerospace Education Reinvestment Opportunity Act, otherwise known as the Aero Act. As Mr. Chairman pointed out, Representative Fleming also has a mirror bill in the House, House Bill 345. Between the two bills, we have double-digit co-sponsors. I think there was, at last count, 25 co-sponsors in the House and approximately 15 in the Senate. What this bill does is it buttresses and sets up a framework for the 650-plus businesses that employ nearly 100,000 employees in the Commonwealth that directly feed into $20 billion of exports in this aviation industry. Senate Bill 127 is vitally critical because the current metrics and analysis estimate nearly 600,000 pilots and 650,000 aviation mechanics will be needed over the next 10 years. Senate Bill 127 will play a significant role to fill this workplace pipeline. We're looking at a broad spectrum of workers: pilots, sheet metal fabricators, avionic mechanics, power plant and airframe mechanics, fixed base operation management, flight engineers, and many others. With the support of the Aerospace and Aviation Caucus, the industry, educational institutions such as Moorhead, EKU, Madisonville Community College, Somerset Community College, and others, this bill will set up the framework, and it will establish two pots of money. It will create the Kentucky Aerospace, Aviation, and Defense Workforce Investment Fund. Those will be administered by the CPE. The first bucket, 65%, at least 65% of the funds will be used to encourage aerospace, aviation, and defense partners to team up with educational programs to pledge funds. Match dollar for dollar these available state funds to establish scholarships for the aerospace and aviation industry. The second, up to 35% of the funds may be used to re-incentivize universities and training programs to invest in building up faculty and provide equipment and other training types of assets. The aerospace and aviation programs will be subject to metrics that should be designated to surpass baselines such as volume of participants, graduation rates, passage tests of licensure exams, and other standards that can be used for reward excellence. Mr. Chairman, in this, there's also a sunset provision that in the event this is not being fruitful for the Commonwealth, that it's going to sunset, and that's already built into the model. And so this is a framework that Representative Fleming came up with. And so although he's not here to testify more in depth than I can today, I'd ask the committee's indulgence.
We have a motion and a second on Senate Bill 127 as amended by House Committee Substitute Number 2. Representative Stevenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'll take this moment to say thank you so much for sending out the agenda so early and for getting the subs out so early this week. We really appreciate that. Senator, thank you for bringing this bill. I'm a member of the Aerospace Caucus, and I'm a proud Moorhead State alum. Go Eagles. So I think this is a good bill, but I do have one question. The sub changed the amount for administrative costs to be down to 4% or $75,000 a year, and I think that there was some talk about potentially adding three employees to do this. That doesn't seem like very much money to add 3 employees. So can you just talk about that for a little bit?
I would like to defer that to Representative Fleming. I don't know exactly what that discussion was. That was something that he had engaged in, I think, with CPE directly.
And I can further inform that relative to administrative expenses and any funding, that would be taken up probably in conference committee also, whether it be on this bill or generically.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Raymond.
Thank you. I wanted to ask about the scholarship component and why that lives in CPE. And it's a broader question, really, of what goes where, but how do those bodies work together when it comes to that scholarship piece, and how will families?
Well, typically, my understanding is the reason that was structured that way is CPE has already handled other similar type projects, and so they're familiar with the way these programs work, and so we wanted to make sure that there was a mechanism where they could oversee the funds as well as take into account any sort of analysis that needed to be applied to these programs. Again, this is something that probably Fleming could probably answer a little bit better than I can, unfortunately.
Any other members seeking recognition for question or comment? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Representative Banta.
Yes.
Representative Bentley. Yes, ma'am. Representative Bowling. Yes. Representative Bray.
Yes.
Representative Brown.
Yes.
Representative Dietz.
Yes.
Representative Dossett.
Yes.
Representative Flannery.
Yes.
Representative Fleming. Representative Frazier Gordon. Representative Freeland.
Yes.
Representative Fugit.
Yes.
Representative Gentry.
Yes.
Representative Hart.
Yes.
Representative Johnson.
Yes.
Representative McCool. Representative McPherson.
Yes.
Representative Palumbo. Representative Raymond. Representative Riley. Representative Stevenson. Representative Upchurch.
Yes.
Chair Petrie.
Yes.
3 minutes. All right, 2 minutes.
Senate Bill 127, as amended by Committee Sub 2, having received 21 yes votes, 0 nay votes, and pass votes, will be reported with favorable expression that same should pass on the floor. And thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
We have one final matter to take up, and that is House Bill 553, and we will be doing that briefly. The sponsor is chairing licensing and occupation currently. I think they're taking a vote and will be coming over shortly. We will be in a brief recess for a bit.
He's got a bill in front of Schickel. The Senate is voting on his bill. Yes.
Sorry, not chairing, he's presenting. That's what I found out. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's not chairing, he's actually presenting in Senate Illinois, yeah. go back into order. We have House Bill 553, sponsored by Representative Cook. We have additional guests at the table. If each of you will make sure your green lights are on, the microphone sufficiently close, introduce yourselves for the record, and then we'll place you under oath.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Matt Cook, 72nd District. My apologies, I was Senate L&O.
I'm Deborah Hamelback. I'm the Executive Director of the Kentucky Veterinary Medical Association.
I'm Jim Weber. I'm the Governmental Relations Committee Chair for the KVMA.
Very good. If each of you raise your right hands, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Please proceed. First, I will note that on House Bill 553, we do have a committee substitute number
Motion on
one.
sub.
Have a motion and a second on committee sub 1 to 553. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Committee sub 1 to House Bill 553 is adopted. That's what's live before us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Every now and again up here, we find a bill that's actually going to make a difference. And I'd like to think this is one of those bills. This is probably about 2 years in the making. We all know about the large animal veterinarian shortage across the state of Kentucky. We had a large animal veterinarian shortage working group, and I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Hamelback and let her start an explanation.
Thank you very much. As Representative Cook had said, with our former Commissioner of Agriculture's office, we found that there is definitely a need to look into our vet shortage, mainly for our rural livestock veterinarians. And we are not alone. Kentucky is not alone. There are currently 15 other rural veterinary state loan repayment programs throughout the United States, with 3 more being proposed. This is one that we felt would have an immediate impact. The Veterinary Shortage Working Group was over 18 months period with 22 industry stakeholders. And the one thing that we found that could make an immediate impact into rural Kentucky for livestock veterinarians would be a student loan repayment program.
Motion on House Bill 553 is amended by House Committee Sub.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on House Bill 553 as amended by Committee Substitute 1. It is live for vote. Please proceed at your discretion. Very good. Representative Bentley, did you have a question or comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As we know, in Kentucky, we have a shortage of doctors also. And in an area like mine, we closed the hospital, and I realized that each doctor was worth $8 million to our community. How much is this veterinarian worth to the rural community when he gets there, or her, him or her, either one?
Do you want to talk, given the numbers, what it'll cost us in 5 years?
Sure, absolutely. We are actually asking for a 50-50 split with the Kentucky Ag Development Fund. And so we have an application in with them as well. Yes, sir.
How much are they worth to the community?
Dr. Weber?
Excuse me. That would vary based on what they do. Most practices will employ at a minimum of 5 employees. There's some that go much higher than that. So it would be hard to pinpoint a number because it would be based on the size of the community and exactly what they're doing. A large animal exclusive veterinarian obviously would not gross as much money as a mixed practitioner would. A lot of these mixed practices, they can gross as much as maybe $1 million per veterinarian. But like I said, it's just such a broad thing, it would be hard to explain.
Thank you. Any other members seeking recognition for comment or question? Seeing none, please call the roll on House Bill 553 as amended by Committee Substitute 1.
Representative Banta?
Yes.
Representative Bentley?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Bowling?
Yes.
Representative Bray? Yes. Representative Brown?
Yes.
Representative Dietz?
Yes.
Representative Dossett?
Yes.
Representative Flannery?
Yes.
Representative Fleming?
Aye.
Representative Fraser Gordon? Yes. Representative Freeland?
Yes.
Representative Fugit?
Yes.
Representative Gentry?
Yes.
Representative Hart?
Yes.
Representative Johnson? Yes. Representative McCool? Representative McPherson?
Yes.
Representative Palumbo? Representative Raymond. Representative Riley.
Yes.
Representative Stevenson.
Briefly explain. I just want to thank you so much for bringing this bill. This is what's going to help our vet shortage. This is amazing. Thanks, Rep. Cook. Yes.
Representative Upchurch.
Yes.
Chair Petrie.
Yes. House Bill 553 is amended by committee substitute 1, having received 22 yes votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 pass votes. Will be reported with favorable expression that same should pass on the floor. Thank y'all very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask, is there any, thank you for that, but I am going to ask, is there any member that wants to record attendance for today and or register votes? Representative Fleming.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to have the clerk report me as being here and also record an aye vote for Senate Bill 127 and aye vote for House Bill 499.
Thank you. Any other members second same?
Just record my attendance.
Representative Hart. Thank you. Anyone else?